everyone, thank you so much for tuning to my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching the videos. If you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel at this point, please just click the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell to get more, alert on more videos, and also like the video and share it to your friends and family. So far we've been talking about narcissistic personality disorder, and I would really encourage you to go back to our previous videos if you've not been watching the previous videos, so you can understand so far what I've been teaching. Today's video is on grandiose personality, narcissistic personality disorder. In my previous video, I said I was going to talk about this because I outlined the types of narcissistic personality disorder. So this is about grandiose personality disorder. Now, the grandiose personality disorder is one of the narcissistic personality disorders that we have out there. It's a part of the behavioral pattern of a narcissistic personality disorder. It's a mental health condition that we as Nigerians, we do not know it exists. We just see people acting out, we just see people acting in different ways, and we just keep on wondering, like, okay, why is this person acting like this? Why is this person doing this thing? What's going on? Why does this person feel the need that, when he or she walks into a place, everybody should just stop what they're doing and be in awe of their presence? And then if they don't get that admiration and validation from people, it can even cause a quarrel, and they can flare up and go into, huge rage and all of that. So that's really what this teaching is about. So the grandiose personality, narcissistic personality disorder, it's someone who, it can happen to a man or a woman. It can be both male and female that can have this personality disorder. So if someone has this personality disorder, they feel so important. Like I said in the previous videos, it's not bad to feel important, but it becomes bad when you want to feel important at the, by putting and belittling other people. I can come into a place and then I want people to admire my work, or I want people to admire what I've done, or admire that I'm doing a certain thing. But I don't have to now bully somebody and put somebody down because I want only my own to be noticed or seen. No, that's not a healthy behavior. A healthy behavior is one such that, you carry people along, and that's what, healthy people mentor other people. If you're good in a particular field, you mentor other people to become good as well, or even better than you. That is a healthy behavioral pattern. But people with this personality disorder, they don't have that. They don't have that configuration. In fact, if you are someone, you work in an office, for example, 2 people, and you people have a presentation, and you guys are both good, the one with this disorder will want to make the other one feel that their own is not good enough. Would even go as far as talking down on the person, as far as, belittling the person and almost killing the other person's self-esteem, just to make sure that that person is not confident enough to do that presentation, so that he or she would be, would do their own presentation and get it. Why? Yeah, I know we live in a competitive world, but we should not be competitive to that point that you cannot even allow the next person to win fair and square. You have to manipulate, you have to plan, you have to plot to make sure this person doesn't get it. And another thing is, people with this personality disorder, they love to be validated. I mean, even when they've done nothing to earn the validation, they just want to be validated. When they come into a place, they want you to give them high praises. They want you to see them in the way they see themselves in their minds. We live in a world that, let your work speak for you. If you want to earn validation, you want validation, you have to earn it. You cannot just walk into a place and tell people to validate you over nothing. And then when they don't validate you, you can even go as far as creating cliques. Creating people, starting a smear campaign against he or she, or people who do not validate you. And then you start causing conflict. People with this personality disorder, they don't know how to get well with people. They cannot flow well in an environment and have a healthy relationship and friendships. Because everything is about just them. They hardly think of the emotions of other people or think of, okay, how do I help this other person? They are natural bullies. Most people that bully people have this personality disorder because everything is about them. They want to be on top. They want to be noticed there. Yeah, so they like admiration, they love validation, and they always want to be seen. And they can be very, very, very manipulative. If you tell someone with this disorder that you do not want to do this particular thing, you will not even know when they have manipulated you into doing it. You know, there are people who, you know, I was reading an article and I came across this, and there are people who admire, the admiration is so bad that, I'm not saying don't admire yourself, but they cannot place themselves in a very, very, very high pedestal. And in most cases, like I said, they've done nothing to earn it. So when the conflict comes with them is when you do not validate that pedestal they've put themselves. I mean, I had a friend some years back. She was like that with me. I mean, you've done nothing to earn that validation or admiration. You've done nothing to earn that place. But you put yourself in a high pedestal and you want me to be greeting you, ma. Or you want me to be, you know, to be answerable to you. And I used to wonder why. Why? You know, for example, now, people with this disorder can just walk into a place and just feel that somebody is beneath them, and they could drop their bag and say, carry my bag and follow me. And you're wondering why. And then when you say no, you become their enemy. Just like that. You become their enemy because you did not validate them. And especially if it's now in a public place where there are other people that they are trying to show that this is who I am, I'm a big boy, I'm a big girl, I can command this and command that. And then when you say, carry my bag and follow me, and you're like, no, I can't do that. I'm not your servant. You become their enemy. So these are the signs that if you notice that there's a person around you like this, that person could be suffering from this grandiose narcissistic personality disorder, because it's not a healthy condition. And that's one of the things that the Lord told me, to create awareness for these things so that we can know how to deal with it. So I'm going through a process, a series on talking about it, so that when we've identified that, okay, we have such people around us, then we'll begin to talk about the solutions and what we can do, looking at the Word of God on how to reach these people, if they'll be willing though, to try and see, okay, how do we correct these things? Because it's not healthy. I mean, it causes a lot of quarrels. And most people with this personality disorder, they don't have good relationships. They don't stay in relationships. They cannot be able to, because once their partner stops validating them and begin to see them for who they really are, not what they claim and said they were, or what they have painted in their minds that their partner should see them. But then your partner begins to see that, this is your behavior, and once you begin to criticize, or you begin to outline and point out that, okay, this thing you are doing, or this behavior, check it, it begins to bring friction and conflict between, them and their partners, because they don't like criticism, because they kept themselves in a particular place in their mind. So anything other than that, they're not comfortable with. And lastly, they lack empathy. They don't know how to, or they're unwilling to understand the feelings of other people. And that could be very, very dangerous, because if somebody is really, 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 really in need, or the person is really, really in danger, all they're thinking about is themselves. They don't understand, or they're not even willing to, as long as they will not get any gain, in quotes, from helping that person, they're not going to come out for you. It's a personality disorder that is all about show. There were times before people would think that, okay, these things are okay because, somebody is so confident, somebody is so this, somebody is so that, the person, and the people say there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with it to be confident, but not at the detriment and expense of your neighbor or your person. Jesus said, love your neighbor as you love yourself. So if you have this kind of personality disorder, then you're not being, and you say you're a Christian, then you're really not a Christian, because you will not try to, you're not going to put people down and bully them so that you'll be seen and be praised by other people. That's not the character of the Lord. That's not the character of Jesus, because I'm a Christian. So this personality disorder, grandiose personality disorder, is one that they can be very manipulative. They lack empathy. They love praise and admiration, validation from people, especially when they have done nothing to earn it. So you could have a colleague who you people are on the same level in the office, but the person just feels in their mind they're higher than you and begins to pick on you, begins to bully you, begins to make you feel that you are not good enough, you are not worth it. And that's just even a colleague. But what if you're married to this person or you're in a relationship with this person? You will see it play out in your relationship, because after a while, they start to make you feel you're small. Oh, you can't talk when I'm talking. Oh, you cannot, we can't eat in the same place. Oh, you do this. They start to pick on every little thing. Because in their minds, the illusion they've created for themselves is that they are perfect. But then you are seeing that, check these characters that you are displaying, and they are unwilling to learn and to see. And therefore that way, because they are unwilling to listen to people when people are pointing out what they are doing, because they cannot take criticism at all. So that way they're not even able to sit down and self-reflect that, okay, this is what I'm doing that is wrong, and then try and change. So that's why you see people with this attitude for years, because it's not easy for a narcissistic person, person with this disorder, to sit down and think and say, okay, what am I doing that is wrong? These things they're complaining about, how can I correct it? They hardly self-reflect. They hardly sit down to think about what they do. So I hope you found this content really, really useful. I just talked about grandiose narcissistic personality disorder. Yeah. And then if you know anybody with this disorder, you can reach out to them, or you know somebody who is in a relationship with them and you've noticed such a character. We are all in the journey, we're in the journey right now, and I'm teaching about personality disorders, and I'm going to be talking about the malignant in my next video, narcissistic personality disorder. So when I'm done with this series, we're going to be talking about how we can actually, try to correct this disorder. Because this has actually caused a lot of damages in families, in homes, in offices, in business. Because for some reason, two people are doing business, for example, and one of the business, you people brought, in fact, you might have even brought, you might have even been the one to bring like 60% of the income for the business, and the narcissistic person, the person with the disorder, would have brought like 40%, but that person would insist that they will get more of the profit, because they feel entitled. They feel like, yes, it belongs to me. And then when you say no, they might even go as far as trying to sabotage that business just because you said no to them. And because you brought more of the profit, they brought less, but they want to get more. And then when you say no, they might go as far as doing anything to make sure that they sabotage their business so that you lose. Or they might go behind your back and try to manipulate things to get the business to work in their favor and not yours. So that's not a good way to behave. It's a very wrong way to behave. So please, I want us to take these things I'm saying seriously, because these are people we deal with every day, and we need to know how to walk in wisdom, and let's try and start to correct these things so that going forward, the generations to come, people who are looking up to us, they will know how to deal with these things better. So thank you so much for watching, and I'm looking forward to connecting with you in my next video. Thank you very much.